Would you rather a $200,000 funded prop firm account or $50,000 in your personal? Now, this is a question that a YouTuber by the name of Will Zafes was asking, and it got me thinking, what would I choose? Because I feel like realistically, most people are gonna always choose a 50K personal because it's 50 grand, bro. Like, and it also leads me to another point where I feel like, it's a good question, but it's also not the most logical because a $200,000 funded account is valued at maybe $1,000. So you're comparing something that's valued at $1,000 versus something that's valued at $50,000. It's like it's basically 50 times more valuable. So I feel like that's why it's an obvious question and not the most logical question, to be honest. But I was thinking like, what if I had to? Because he said he would like based on this video, a lot of people were choosing the 200K, and I'm not sure in what way they think the 200K would make more sense. But I'm thinking about it, and I'm like, at the same time, like let's say it was like a rock paper scissors, right? And let's say I end up with the 200K and someone else ends up with the 50K personal. It would actually still be not a bad thing for me because the way I look at this is you're not gonna offer 50K to someone that does not know how to trade. So I'm gonna assume that this is for people who knows how to trade. You know what I'm saying? So I have a 200K funded. Okay, I'm a profitable trader, and then there's another guy who has 50K. He just got in his personal. The truth is, in the long term, I'm gonna make more money than him because and he made a point. He had a point that he was saying that with a 200K account, it's gonna really feel like $20,000 because of the 10% max drawdown. And this is something I've heard a lot of people say, and me personally, I disagree with that. 200K is not 20K just because it's the max drawdown. I don't. First of all, the way I trade is way a lot of people trade is they risk 1% or half a percent. Okay, so if I'm risking 1%, then it's gonna feel like 200K. If I'm risking half a percent, it's gonna feel like 100K. It's never gonna feel like 20K because I'm not risking nothing as minuscule as that. Like sure, at 10% you lose the account, but the truth is, if you're a profitable trader, it's gonna be a lot harder for you to go 10% in drawdown. I'm gonna be honest, especially if you're risking half a percent, you need to lose 20 trades to what I'm saying to go to max drawdown, which is very unlikely as a profitable trader. And with so if I'm risking half a percent, that 100K is gonna really feel like 50K. You know what I'm saying? Sorry, that 200K is gonna feel like 100K, which is two times bigger than the 50K that the other guy has. And that's why you always see these people with their prop firm accounts. They always have big payouts. You have a $200,000 account. If you make 10% on that, that's 20 grand. That guy with that 50K account, he's not making 20 grand. He is not. That's like 40%. I think he's not making that. The guy with the 50K account is gonna be making like maybe $2,000, 3,000, or something like that, which is good money. But the point is, the guy with the 200K is always gonna make more money. This is because when I go into this trading shit, I don't go at it only looking at the risk. Because obviously there's risk. You gotta calculate your risk. Assume that you're gonna lose. Sure. We also gotta look on the upside. And I think that was a problem with his video where he was only looking on the downside where you have a 10% max drawdown, whereas the 50K personal, you have a 100% max drawdown because there's no rules. And I get it, but I don't go into this expecting to lose, especially if you have a personal account. No one goes into this expecting to lose all their 100 trades or 50 trades or whatever. It should never be something you're thinking about. Because profitable, there's a reason why you're a profitable trader. You know what I'm saying? Sure, there's people who, there's profitable traders who have blown accounts before, funded accounts. It happens. Obviously it's a lot easier, but that's just part of trading. You know what I'm saying? You cannot let the fear dictate how you trade, and dictate your decision. You know what I'm saying? Greed is very important to understand, and fear is also can be just as bad, if not worse. So when I look at this, I'm like, even if I did end up with a 200K, I would probably still do better. Like as a probability trader, you will always do better than the person with a 50K account. And even if you have that 50K personal account, what's gonna happen is if you go into 10% 10% drawdown, you're down 10% real money versus someone like me. If I'm down 10%, I'm only down what and I blow the account, I'm only down what I put in the account, which is only like a grand. You know what I'm saying? And at the same time, it's a very hard concept and question to answer because you're comparing something that's 50K, that's a $50,000 value literally, versus a $200,000 funded account that is a $1,000 value. So this is 50 times more valuable than this. Like, I feel like most people realistically are gonna always choose the thing that's worth a lot more. I feel like a better analogy would be whoever gets that 50K, it's a loan. You got a loan to get that $50,000 account versus the person who gets the funded account, the 200K, it's a loan. You got a loan to get that account. You had to take out a loan. And if you make a more realistic question like that, then yeah, it's gonna be like, what would I choose in this case? Because when you switch it up like that, people are gonna every single time they're gonna choose a 200K. Like maybe 99% of the time. But that's my response to that question. It's probably not gonna be anyone else making videos on this question, but I think it's a good question though. It's a very interesting question, and I just feel like the bigger your funded account is, the better is the higher opportunity because at the same time you can lower your risk. So do what you want with that information. You know what I'm saying? Will's FX. You're a great YouTuber. You're a humble guy. You know what I'm saying? You're a very legit guy. I appreciate your videos. And for anyone watching, peace out and subscribe.